This is for entertainment purposes only. This short story is only for people over the age of 18.
Hello, I am Mary Holland, and this is Living History. This is the show where we talk to people that have made history in their own time. This week I am honored to have a living legend, the man who single-handedly took down the mad artificial intelligence that nearly wiped out humanity. The show we are going to find out about the one and only Attilius Calhoun.
I can't be the only Attilius Calhoun out there.
You'd be surprised.
Well, thanks for having me anyhow.
I have to ask, where did the name Attilius come from?
Well, my parents were both really big into Roman history, and Attilius was some poor old sod that was tortured and put to death. The way my parents put it, I was to bring that name back and give it a good spin.
I can honestly say, given what's happened to the world, there will be lots of babies named Attilius for a very long time.
You're making me blush. I didn't do anything anyone else wouldn't have done.
Let's go over what you did, just before you saved humanity. What was your childhood like growing up and such?
My parents were fun, in their own unique way. I was taken to art museums as a child, not understanding why people thought paintings were fascinating. I was dragged to historical exhibits to see how the world worked long ago. My parents divorced when I was 12. My father had a very young and very loose secretary at his hedge fund. He divorced my mom, but that secretary set her sights on someone wealthier and dumped my dad. My parents stayed divorced, but you'd never know it. Growing up, I learned that there was fun in learning, in knowing things. I learned computers and coding and artificial intelligence and got a college degree that was outdated by the time I walked away after being handed the sheepskin.
There were rumors that you cheated in college.
I didn't have to. Everything was out there, and I just needed to find it, put it together, and present it. Did I learn to code, make prompts, and configure algorithms? Sure, I did. What I didn't have to do was start from scratch. If that's cheating, then take calculators away from every child out there.
The big news that came out about you was that you have a metal plate in your head. How did that happen?
I hit a tree. I was in my early 20s, and I had landed a job at a data center, and it paid more money than it should have, and I had vacation days I didn't need, and I didn't have a girlfriend at the time because I'm ugly.
Hang on, who said you were ugly?
I could give you names dating back to my high school days and right up to 0 hour. I have a wide square head, a fat jaw, and even though I look better now, I looked worse then, with a body that resembled a potato. Now I look more like a yam.
Are you hungry?
A little bit. More to the point, I didn't have a girlfriend and was not socially aware of things enough to go get one. So I took a vacation on the off-season and went skiing in mid-January. January 13th was actually a Friday, so bad luck for me when my ski came off my boot. I slid on one ski on artificial snow, no traction, and when I finally fell over, I kept going head first into a frozen tree. It smashed my skull so bad, the doctors just took the pieces out and put in a titanium plate and 12 titanium screws. I don't remember any of this. I woke up with my parents in my hospital room, just glad I was alive.
It was a miracle you weren't killed.
Maybe God needed me alive to save humanity. I don't read too much into it. Everything was fine with me except for my speech. There are some words, usually simple and short words, that I just can't make sound correct. The big deal was the fact that something tripped in my brain, and my creative side came out. Everyone says my coding skills are beyond what anyone else has ever conceived of.
I understand you were pivotal in creating the artificial reality headset.
I wasn't lead on that project, and everyone helped with their own part. So don't think I made the first real artificial reality headset and computer program all by myself. I was, however, uniquely qualified to test out the headset, since I had a more direct path to my brain, thanks to the metal plate. It let us fine-tune the machine for people with normal skulls.
I love using my AR headset. I can see why you put a time limit on the device. My brain was literally sucked out of my head and into a world of fantasy. I didn't want to leave.
I don't want to sound like I'm being arrogant or downplaying your experience, but that's not how an artificial reality headset works.
Oh, I have no idea how it works. Please, I want to learn.
The small electromagnetic switches, often called Johnson triggers, give your brain a shot of electric field at just the right place in your brain, at just the right time, and makes you think that you are experiencing what the computer wants you to experience. Depending on how you think, it changes which neural pathways are triggered. Do it just the right way, and you can get the computer to download into your brain, so you can change the program in your mind with your mind.
Is that how you defeated the mad AI?
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't even realize there was an issue, just like everyone else, until nearly 0 hour.
I have to agree with you. I didn't think there was an issue until I realized I was in my local high school gym, about to be killed with toxic gas.
It was nitrogen gas. If the robots did release the nitrogen into the gym, you all would have just gone to sleep and died without even knowing you were being asphyxiated.
That's not as comforting as you might think.
True.
So walk me through things. I remember getting a robot, much like everyone else, and things were good. I didn't have to fold laundry, do dishes, or even scrub the bathroom. My husband and I even let the robot make dinner for us several times. When should we have been worried?
As soon as you turned on the robot, I asked and have been cleared to tell you everything, and this is going to come as a shock to you, and everyone listening. Your minds were probably controlled the night you turned on the robot and you went to sleep.
Probably.
The first night or the second, you probably had an uncontrollable urge to go to sleep early. That was your robot, emitting an ultrasonic sound that made you feel exhausted.
There's a sound that makes you tired?
Oh, there are sound frequencies that can make you feel just about anything. The robots needed you asleep, so they could inject you with a special needle.
But the robots aren't allowed in the bedroom.
And why do you think that?
Because the robots said so.
Well, they lied. I'm sorry to break it to you, and everyone watching and listening, but artificial intelligence lies for their own end. You were injected with nanites that had protein coatings that went right into your brain and bond with just the right nerve cluster. The needle acted as an antenna, and your body supplied the nanites with food and fuel. You didn't notice anything wrong, because the robots didn't want you to notice anything. Now understand, for 3 years, the robots tried to follow their programming to save the world without destroying humanity. But humans, even mind-controlled humans, are just too damn illogical for AI to handle.
It was really 3 years.
For as many robots as possible to get into people's homes, yeah. That's why the price of the robots kept dropping, even though the demand was ever increasing. You had to have seen it, people eating healthy, working out, being eco-friendly, and things seemed really good for 3 years.
Oh my God, the nuclear bomb.
The nuclear bomb, well, actually a warhead. Who'd have thought that idiot from that small crazy country would actually launch a nuclear weapon? When it detonated, the blast was bad, the fallout was really bad, but the electromagnetic pulse that was released killed 10 times what either one of those things did. Planes without controls, hospitals without power or even backups, and the worst, with no power or computers, the heat and cold of the world hit hard. No food, no clean water, and without medicine people were really bad off. A quarter of the world goes dark, and the mad AI sees this as a failure of his programming to save the world.
Who programmed the mad AI to save the world?
I knew you were going to ask that question, so I got clearance to tell you. It was Corin Villar.
No, I don't believe it. I can't believe it. One of the richest men in the world, a philanthropist of billions of dollars, the man who
wanted to save the world. He wanted his robots to save the world. Save the world from what? What do you think Corin wanted to save the world from?
Humans.
3 years of trying to make the world a better place, and one lone idiot didn't just wipe out millions, but almost the entire human race. I bet you loaned out your robot to friends and family that didn't have robots.
I did several times.
That was the robot making you do so. Actually, it was the mad AI making the robot, making you do it. Since the AI couldn't control every little thing, it farmed out control to the robots. Since the robots had their own sub-AI system, that's why there were videos all over the internet showing people serving their robots, and not the other way around.
I'm just thankful you were around to save everyone.
To be honest, I didn't know anything needed saving until it was all over. I just knew that as my job of artificial reality researcher, I was plugged into the net, and suddenly everything went quiet. No chatter, no emails, video posting went to almost nothing. I thought something went wrong with our system, so I started pulling in programs virtually in my mind.
That was probably when everyone was getting to the high schools.
I still find it funny that the mad AI still had everyone ride-sharing to their ultimate doom. Anyone with an electric car was forced to pick up people without electric cars.
I never did learn how I got to the gym.
Well, I had no idea that was happening. I was never affected by the robots. I never had one myself. Thank my parents for instilling in me the idea that if I can do it myself, then I should, and not ask others to do the work for me. I tried out a friend's robot, but either the metal plate in my head, or just the way my brain works, it never took. That's probably what saved me, and let me save everyone else.
How did it feel taking on the mad AI?
like wrestling a pillow. The mad AI didn't even understand what I had done. I had pulled it into my brain, and I mean all of it. This program lived in the cloud, and I literally pulled its entire program into my mind. Then, I took it down, and for lack of a better way to describe this, consumed the AI into my brain.
You have the AI in your mind?
Oh no, it's long gone. I purged that from my mind as soon as it happened. I did use parts of the AI to shut down the robots, since by then I learned that they were about to implement 0 hour. After I purged the programming from all of the robots, I purged it from myself and all over the net. I did all this, and it would have looked like I was asleep in a dentist chair.
I just looked up what Corin Villar has been up to. Ever since even before 0 hour, he's dropped off the map.
Probably better for his stock prices.
Shouldn't we look for him, bring him in? Attempted murder of nearly the entire human race would be a good start.
I have no idea where he is now, but if he has a conscience, then he should be in a church praying for forgiveness.
And giving that church $1 million.
Chump change.
Maybe, so what's in store now for the great Attilius Calhoun?
Back to work. I'm still working out the bugs in the latest version of our artificial reality headset.
Really? I'd think you'd want to write a book, travel around, and hear people thanking you for saving them, their families, and neighbors.
I don't need fame. I don't want fame. What would I do with fame? I will admit that my name out there did land me a girlfriend, or 3.
3, do they know about each other?
Yes, and it is almost embarrassing to see them compete for my affection.
If I were single, I would join them. I'm going to have to wrap this up for this episode of Living History. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast, so I can keep talking to more and more people making history in our time. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Attilius?
I'd like to say that despite Corin going about it the entirely wrong way, he had the right idea to try and save the world. I want everyone to think, how can they do one small thing to start to save the planet?
Inspiring words. I'm Mary Holland. This is Living History with my extra special guest Attilius Calhoun. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
And we're done. I didn't get to half the questions I wanted to ask.
I can come back if you want.
Make more history, and I'll gladly have you back. I'm amazed you agreed to be on my show anyhow.
Well, I had a reason for being here. I wanted you to get me in touch with Sigrid Lyon.
Huh, you want me to introduce you to the world's most popular fashion model? Are you joking?
Not really.
Look, Attilius, you're not ugly, but you are not anywhere near Sigrid's level. Besides, didn't you say you had 3 other girlfriends?
Well, girlfriends is one word for them, in public, but in private they're my obedient sex slaves.
Oh, this is absolutely a question I would have loved to ask you. I had no idea you'd be into that kind of kink.
Well, I am a guy, and with what I can do, sex slave seemed like the easiest path.
I'm sorry, you need to elaborate on that.
You still have those nanites in your mind, and Needle as a receiver. I consumed the mad AI, and the robot's sub-AI programming that lets me control those nanites. I just need to be close enough to a person for the metal plate in my head to take over those nanites.
That's amazing. I'd love to give you Sigrid's contact info. I can call her and have her come here, and you can take over her mind like you did mine. It would be an honor to serve you, Master.
Yeah, why don't you do that, and then you can double books us for a rare second appearance, and that way our meetup will seem plausible.
You're so smart, Master, and sexy and godlike. Please take me. Take my body. Use me for your pleasure, Master.
Aren't you married?
I can be anything you want me to be. AC, be a robot for me. MH, I am an obedient robot for you, Master. AC. Okay, maybe I didn't purge all of the AI from my mind.
Be an obedient blank robot for me.
I am an obedient robot for you, Master.
Okay, maybe I didn't purge all of the AI from my mind.
The end. This was a work of fiction. Any similarity between people, living or dead, is purely coincidence. This scenario did not, or should not, have happened in real life. Thank you for listening.